Welcome. The restorative posture we will be practicing is called Supta Baddha Konasana, which means reclined bound angle pose. This is a posture that I find really grounding and relaxing and has a little hint of hip opening and chest opening that helps counterbalance kind of everyday living. For this variation, you will need 3 blankets, and it's important that at least 2 of those blankets are identical in weave and density so that the support underneath your legs is balanced. So we'll make the 2 mini bolsters first. So you'll take your blanket from the Tadasana shape, open it up one time, so it's a little bit longer of a rectangle, and then fold it lengthwise so that you get kind of a long, skinny rectangle. And then roll from the clean edge, the folded edge, all the way down to the fringy edge if your blanket is a Mexican yoga blanket that is often found in yoga studios. And so that's your mini bolster. And so you'll do that again with the second blanket. So you've got your Tadasana blanket, open it once, fold it so that it becomes longer and skinnier, and then roll from folded edge to fringy edge and set it aside. Now the third blanket, which could be a different style of blanket if that's what you have at home, we're going to fold it into a pyramid fold. So from Tadasana, you unfold it just like you did with the mini bolster fold. And then rather than folding it long and skinny, we're going to take the clean edge of the blanket and start to fold back and forth so that you have a lessening width as you grade the blanket upwards. So you find yourself with a very thin top layer and a thicker bottom layer. And if these folds are new to you and you want to have more practice with them, there's a video in the workshop section of the website that goes over all of the different folds of the blankets, including how to get from a fully open blanket to the Tadasana shape, which is where I will often cue the different folds from. And so now let's set up. So place the pyramid blanket behind you so that the clean edge is just behind your pelvis and the fringy edge is away from your head. And the pyramid blanket has this tendency to unravel a little bit. So it might be helpful to place a sandbag or a pillow at the fringy edge just to give that fold a little bit of stability for now. So you're sitting in front of the clean edge of the pyramid folded blanket. Bring the feet together and open the knees wide. Place a mini bolster underneath each thigh, and you can put them closer towards the midline for more support or farther away from the midline for a wider Baddha Konasana shape. The goal here is when you lie back that you don't want to feel any amount of stretch in the inner thighs. Restorative yoga has this lovely attribute that you don't feel fatigue from engaging and strengthening, and it's also not prolonged stretching. That would be more of a yin style practice. Restorative yoga is all about allowing the body to fully rest and let go in a variety of postures so that the nervous system can calm down really gently and kind of decrease that sympathetic go, go, go nervous system in your body and increase the parasympathetic system, which is more of that rest, digest, restore nervous system. And so once you have your legs supported, you're going to place your hands behind you a little bit, lift your hips up so that you can tuck the pelvis underneath you so that you're not sitting as much on your sits bones, but you're starting to put a little bit of weight on the back of your pelvis. And then lie the rest of your spine down on the the pyramid folded blanket so that the tiny top layer is aligned with the spinal column. This is really important. You don't want the blanket to kind of snake up and bounce from right to left along your spine. You want to make sure that your spine has symmetrical input. And then lying flat for a moment, kind of check in and see if the head feels good here, or if you want a little bit of a pillow. If you want a little bit of a pillow, you'll take the fringy edge and tuck it underneath so that you get a little bit of a head lift. Allow the hands to come out to the side, palms face up. And you're lifted very gently off the floor. So this might be a bit of a chest opener. If it feels like a stretch across the shoulders, you may have to either sit up and decrease the height of your pyramid by doing fewer layers. You might even get rid of the pyramid folded blanket altogether. That would be fine. Eventually, we want to be able to have the expansiveness of the chest without that stretch so that the front of the body can broaden without a lot of sensation. And you're high enough off the floor to encourage that, but not so high that we're really pulling the hands behind the back body. And so take a couple of breaths here to scan through the body, look for symmetry, right? Do the knees feel symmetrically supported? Do you feel the right back of the pelvis meeting the floor in a similar way as the left back of the pelvis? And so once you've gone through a little bit of a symmetrical scan, allow the eyes to soften or to close, right? Eye pillow is optional here. And so allow the front of the brain, right underneath the forehead, to feel like it's expanding right to left and lightening, becoming a little bit more weightless. See if the very top of the head can have that similar expansive feeling so that we're creating a kind of a metaphorical sky around the brain. And then allow the physical body to release a little bit further into the support of the floor and of the props, so that as you have this expansive kind of freedom surrounding the brain, the body can keep a little bit of ground, right? Balancing out kind of earth and air. We'll rest here for another 15 minutes. You'll hear a bell to signal the end of that time, and then we will slowly come out. Gently bring your attention to your breath. Make some small movements, closing and opening the hands. Maybe allowing the head to rock from right to left, knowing that you're on this pyramid fold, and so making it very small so that it doesn't feel like the skull is going to fall one way or the other. And then slide the hands down towards the outer thighs. Use the hands to assist the thighs to close to midline. Carefully roll to one side, pausing for a moment or two. And then make your way up to a comfortable seat, sitting in an aligned manner so that you end restorative practice with clear alignment. Draw the hands together into Anjali Mudra or prayer position. As you exhale, bow the face down towards the fingertips, act of gratitude for taking time to rest. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be safe. Namaste.